Well, it became official at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, July 14th, 2023. SAG-AFTRA is officially on strike. More than 2 months after WGA went on strike on May 2nd, production on film and television has been put on hold indefinitely, with both writers and actors on the picket lines. This is a pivotal moment in history, the last time both SAG and WGA striking together being way back in 1960, the then SAG president being Ronald Reagan, and this is the first major SAG strike since 1980, which lasted 3 months and 3 days. It's the first time I've seen anything quite like this in my lifetime. This is something that has to be done. It's something that has been a long time coming, and it's something that I hope will result in a positive outcome for everyone. SAG-AFTRA members deserve better pay and working conditions in this relatively recent entertainment landscape of streaming and digital that continues to evolve with each passing day. Residuals aren't what they used to be, not by a long shot, and many want protections from the rise of artificial intelligence as well. On Thursday, SAG-AFTRA President Fran Drescher gave an impassioned, fiery speech about all the wrongs many of the higher-ups of the various studios brought to the negotiation table. Some of the reports about AMPTP, the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, has been frankly chilling, Deadline saying that studios have no interest in talking to WGA, and that they're just waiting for the writers to reach such a financial strain in their lives that they'll be forced to take a lesser deal. A cruel but necessary evil, one studio executive said. Another anonymous suit saying, the end game is to allow things to drag on until union members start losing their apartments and losing their houses. Like, I don't even know what to say to that. Heartless, cruel, and evil. Absolutely. After more than 70 days, there's no sign of an end to the WGA strike. What's going to be the case for the SAG-AFTRA strike? This is kind of a scary moment. It can't be denied. There's a lot of uncertainty. People are going to be out of work for potentially months. Their livelihoods are on the line. And there's also no telling how much these strikes will affect film festivals and award season moving forward, especially the Emmys and possibly the Oscars too, in the months to come. Under the strike notice and order that went out to SAG-AFTRA members on Thursday, the rules state that actors must not only stop all performing work, such as work on camera, off camera, background, wardrobe tests, and auditions, they also during the strike cannot do any promotion for their projects. That includes interviews, conventions, fan expos, festivals, for your consideration events, panels, premieres, award shows, junkets, podcast appearances, and social media. Basically, everything has stopped. I mean, there's still going to be new movies coming out every Friday in theaters. There's still going to be new shows dropping on streamers every week. When it comes to the content we consume, the effect of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes probably won't be felt until well into 2024 at the earliest, but film festivals and award shows, those will be felt by the strikes right away. I have always believed a film festival is about the movies and not the star-studded red carpets, and festivals like Venice, Telluride, Toronto, and New York are still going to have plenty of films to be screened. I'm attending the Telluride Film Festival in person in a few weeks. This is a festival I've wanted to attend for decades, and I'm finally doing it. If the strikes are still ongoing the first weekend of September, which I predict they will be, yes, I imagine my festival experience at Telluride will be somewhat altered, will be different, but no matter what, there's still going to be a lot of great movies to see over that long Labor Day weekend. But Venice, Toronto, and New York might be a different story. Many of the events there relying on populated red carpets and tons of press events. In Variety, Clayton Davis wrote an incredible piece in the last few days describing the problems these festivals might be facing, studios potentially pulling many of their movies if the stars can't be in attendance, and if the media presence shrinks to almost nothing. One awards and publicity strategist said, "Why would studios spend all this money to send the directors and producers to these expensive places? It's not worth it for them." The film festivals were hit hard by COVID, many of them going virtual or canceling them outright in 2020 and in 2021, and then seeing a moderate uptick in attendance in 2022. Now, if a lot of the talent is absent from the various premieres, that could mean lower attendance once again in 2023. And a lack of media attention, plus some big Oscar contenders potentially being pulled from these festivals, will have a major impact on the upcoming awards season. Let's begin with the Emmys, which are currently planned for Monday, September 18th. Unless these strikes are swiftly resolved in the next few weeks, which I wouldn't plan on, I do think the Emmys will be pushed back. They're not going to do the show without actors in attendance. There's already been talk of the Emmys moving to November or even January, which would put the ceremony around the time of the Precursor Film Awards, as well as Oscar nominations morning. That would probably mean the Oscars get pushed back a few months. Be prepared, that could happen. They're currently scheduled for March 10th, 2024, but they could be moved back to April, May, even into next summer. It all depends on how long these strikes go on for. If they are resolved by October, I think award season in January to March is relatively unchanged. Remember, the last major strike in 1980 lasted from July 21st to October 24th, but a lot has changed in 43 years, and who knows how long these current strikes might last. I do think if they go into 2024, the 96 Academy Awards will be drastically affected, maybe presented in a completely different way than we've ever seen it before. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, and ultimately, let's be very real about this. My YouTube channel is called The Awards Contender. I have been a lifelong obsessive fan of the Oscars, as you probably well know. This moment in history is so much bigger than how the award shows in the coming months are going to be affected. Like, if the Emmys are pushed back, if the Oscars don't look the same in 2024, if some of these awards are delivered in a brief and quiet press conference, the way the Golden Globes were given to us in early 2008, so be it, right? So be it. We went through COVID and saw how the award shows responded. If the next few months appear very different in terms of award season, in terms of the shows themselves, we will navigate our way through, like we always do, this first double strike of SAG-AFTRA and WGA in 63 years is a crucial moment of living history. These strikes are all about better compensation, stronger residuals, more work protections, all needed, all important. It's about putting into place a sustainable system for writers and actors that is justified and fair. WGA and SAG-AFTRA, I stand with you in solidarity. Keep fighting the fight. I am behind you 100%.